Okay, hi everyone, I'm here with your 731 lesson, How Can I Use an Equation? Using equations to make predictions. Previously, you have learned how to find and extend patterns in data and to make predictions using rules, equations, and graphs. Today, you will apply these mathematical tools to a real situation in which your data does not make a perfect pattern. Ariel's bike ride, 787. To prepare for a 30-mile bike ride for charity, Ariel has been biking every weekend. To predict how long the charity event will take her to complete, Ariel has been keeping track of her time and distances. She tries to ride at a constant pace, but of course that is not easy to do. A. Would a box plot, scatter plot, or histogram be most useful in helping Ariel make a prediction? Go ahead and pause the video and answer part A. If you're back with me, you have answered part A. You would want, hopefully you have said a scatter plot, because we have two variable data. Part B says, considering what Ariel is trying to predict how long it will take to complete the ride, which is the independent variable and which is the dependent variable? Make a scatter plot. So distance, I'm going to help you out here, is the independent variable. So that means that's going to be the x-axis. And time is the dependent variable. And that'll be on the y-axis. So what you're going to do now is pause the video and you are going to make your scatter plot of this data. Okay, if you're back with me, you've made your scatter plot for part B. Let's look at part C. Part C says, use the line of best fit to predict how long it will take Ariel to complete the charity ride. Remember that the line does not need to intersect each of the points and that the line does not need to pass through the origin to model the data. Explore this using the student e-tool. So you could explore this using the student e-tool, but I would also like you to draw it on your scatter plot. So do your best and try to come up with your line of best fit. Remember, it does not need to go through each point. When you're creating a line of best fit, you're trying to get as many points above the line as there are below the line. So do your best to do that. If you're back with me, you've drawn your line of best fit. So your line of best fit should be approximately where mine is, about 25. Okay, and it's going to go up. It is going to pass through one point that we have right here, and it just keeps going up. It's a straight line. Okay, we're going to come back to this. I'm going to help you. So 788 says using an equation to make predictions. One second. Sometimes it is more convenient to be accurate and more accurate to use an equation to make a prediction rather than making a prediction by reading a graph. Choose 2 points that lie on your line of best fit. These points can be given data points or lattice points on the coordinate grid. Use these 2 points to calculate the slope of your line of best fit. What does the slope mean in terms of Ariel's bike ride? So I'm going to give you the 2 points to use. You're going to use the point 1180 and 25,150. So what I would like you to do now is find your change in y over your change in x, which is going to be your slope. So if you've done this, your change in y over your change in x. So 150 minus 80 over 25 minus 11, which would be 70 over 14, which gives you 5. So your slope (5 minutes per mile). B, what is the y-intercept of your line of best fit? What does the y-intercept means in terms of Ariel's training? So I'm going to give you my scatter plot again and figure out what your y-intercept is. So hopefully for your y-intercept, you said it was about 25. So this is kind of tricky because you think to yourself, okay, she traveled 0 miles, but how's she already at 25 minutes? Well, 0 miles take about 25 minutes, like we said. So it means that she stops for about 25 minutes each ride. So now C and D. C says write the equation in the line of best fit in y equals mx plus b form. Identify your variables. So let x equal, let y equal. And then write your equation. Part D says use the equation to predict how long the charity ride would take Ariel to complete. How did your prediction compare to the prediction you made in the graph from the graph in part C of problem 787? So remember that the charity ride is 30 miles. Okay, so you're going to finish part C and D on your own. You're going to come up with your equation, and then you're going to use your equation to predict how long the charity ride will take Ariel. The charity ride is 30 miles. Okay, so if you have any questions, make sure you email us. We're going to save part C and D to talk about it in class. When you are done with your assignment, you need to make sure that you upload it to Google Classroom. And that is it for today.